Hey everybody, welcome to PBI Radio. It's Chris Guns. My guest for this segment is the great Marlon Starling, Magic Man, from the Magic City of Hartford, Connecticut. Rep this well. I noticed that Marlon said something about my interview with Axel Murillo, strength and conditioning coach, worked with Chad Dawson several times, including his loss to Andre Ward last weekend. It's a controversial thing, strength and conditioning coaches. A lot of people are against them, especially old timers, old school people like Marlon. So let's check in with Marlon and see what his issue is with Axel Murillo and other strength and conditioning coaches. I'm interested. I want to see what it is that Marlon doesn't like about them. Let's get the Magic Man on the line. Marlon Starling, thanks for joining us at PBI Radio. Thanks for being there.
Yeah, thank you. My pleasure.
I did an interview with strength and conditioning guy Axel Murillo yesterday, and he was in Chad's corner prior to and for the Andre Ward fight last weekend. You don't agree with strength and conditioning guys, do you, Marlon?
Well, it's not really I don't agree. I think a fighter should, don't have to worry about those kind of things. I think the manager, coach, or himself should know what he has to do to lose that week.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever work with one yourself?
No, never. Yes, myself.
Oh, you did? For what fight?
I didn't use a particular person. I did it myself.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there was a time where I fought, I was fighting welterweight. I had to go up and wait to fight Michael Nunn.
Mm-hmm.
And I was at 160. Then I had to come back down to defend my title with, I think it was Lloyd Hunnigan.
Okay. How'd you feel in that fight with Lloyd Hunnigan, having to lose that weight that you had to put on?
Oh, I had no problem. I was, if you got that weight on, you gotta lose it. You gotta do it ahead of time. You can't kind of gradually at the last week working on getting rid of 10 pounds. It's ridiculous.
And you're one of the greatest welterweight champions of all time, Marlon. Did you ever have a hard time making weight?
I said sometime, but my guys always tell me he's a national welterweight. I just condition myself and train myself to not have to kill myself to make the weight.
Mm-hmm. And did anyone ever bring up to you the benefits of using one for all your fights? Like back around your time, I remember Michael Spinks moved up to the heavyweight division from light heavyweight, and he used Mackie Shilstone, and Riddick Bowe used Mackie Shilstone too, and Axel works with Mackie. Did you ever have to use? Did you ever use
Never.
one? No.
Never. These kind of people, they've been out there.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a fighter and you're a world-class contender, you have to have enough guts and honor to how to make that weight. You shouldn't have to kill yourself the last week.
Mm-hmm. And we have a lot more strength and conditioning coaches coming into the game now. We also have a lot more guys testing positive for PEDs. Are you worried that might be a connection?
I think that's another thing that gets me today. The name of the game is be in good shape. I always say to the people today, what's the worst thing can happen in a boxing match? Do you know?
And what is it? The worst thing that can happen in a boxing match?
Yes.
I would say being knocked out.
I figured you'd say that. the worst thing that can happen in the boxing match is you get into a fight.
That's from one of the great defensive men of all time.
And you have to be ready.
Yeah.
And just in case you got a fight.
Mm-hmm. And should Chad Dawson have taken that fight And at 168, it seemed like a lot to ask of a 6'2" light heavyweight champion of the world, coming off a career-defining win over the legendary Bernard Hopkins. Even though Chad offered to do whatever it took to make it happen, he did want it. Would you have gone through with that fight? For
that kind of money? No way.
No. And you know Chad well.
But there's no way Chad should have took that fight with that kind of money.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to me. I don't make that, but you're talking like it takes a long time to get the weight off weight. Mm-hmm. If not, you're gonna be drained. You're gonna be like a sprint fighter.
Yeah.
I had that happen to me. I had a fight in Vegas. I defended my title in, I think it was 83. I fought Tommy Air.
Mm-hmm.
It was hot in Vegas. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning. It was 110.
Yeah.
I had to make the weight. And, it killed me to make that weight.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You can't do that you can't lose 10 pounds in 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, you can't do it and be healthy.
It can be done, but you're going to have nothing.
That's right. And that's what it looked like. It looked like Chad had nothing right at the weigh-in, too. I saw it. You know Chad well, though. Both Connecticut guys, you and John Scully, too. Did you ever talk to them about what you think?
I don't know what it is with Chad. I've been wanting to work with Chad ever since he started. You can't be the boxer, quote unquote, and try to be the manager, the trainer, the conditioner. Let somebody else do that. You gotta put your trust in somebody else.
Yeah.
That's why a relationship with a boxer fighter, or should I say boxing manager or trainer, once you lose that trust, you can never get it back. It's like being married.
Yeah.
It depends on who can see and believe that you're gonna win as much as your manager. That's one thing about my career. When I got ready to fight, see, I didn't beat Lloyd Huntington. We beat Lloyd Huntington.
Yeah.
I didn't beat Mark Breland. We beat Mark Breland.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a team to be a winner.
That's it. And what did you think of Chad when you did see him at the weigh-in? Did you watch it? Did you see him?
Oh, I didn't see him prior to this fight. I didn't see him like when I said prior, like maybe a month or 2 before this fight. I didn't see him.
No.
But every time I try to reach out to Chad, I don't get any feedback. Believe me, I don't think there's too many people in Connecticut that have experienced what I have done and have went through what I've done inside that boxing ring than myself.
Yeah, definitely number 2 all time in my mind, behind only Willie Pep. Some people might say 1.
And don't forget now, the 80s. I always say we had a real tough era in the 1980s. Sure, we had a tough era, but maybe the 70s was better.
Yeah.
Or the 60s was better.
Mm-hmm.
Because, back then, those guys fought.
Yeah, everyone was tough.
They fought because you get knocked down, they can stand over you and wait for you to get up and knock you down again.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a standing 8 count then.
No, it's true. And
if you got knocked down and you didn't get up fast enough, you're gonna get knocked down again.
Yeah. And what do you think about weigh-ins being the day of the fight? You think it should go back to that, or do you like it better this way?
You know what? That's a. When I heard that, oh, that is so great. That's what the fighter can say. That is so great. I got a whole day to get a little more strength.
Yeah.
If I had a fight at 8 o'clock in the morning, at night, we know that the weigh-in is going to be at 7 o'clock that morning, or 8 o'clock that morning. And if you don't make the weight, you have an hour or two to come back to the scale.
Yeah. So you think
it's all about how many quote unquote pros are there in quote unquote professional boxing.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be the professional.
Yep.
Inside and outside the ring.
Yeah, in boxing though, you could be just coming off the street and throw a towel over your shoulder. You're a trainer.
And, like in boxing, if you want to turn pro tomorrow, you can turn pro.
Yep, that's true.
I said that's the only sport you can turn pro when you want to.
Yep. I don't know how to.
Because just because they have that quote unquote dollar sign in front of it.
Yeah, you said it, Marlon.
You tell me what's the pro boxer?
It's anyone who wants to be.
Who wants to make a little money?
That's it. Did you watch the fight with Chad and Andre at all?
Yes. No. But all saying that is, I know a lot of people might a good boxer or manager or trainer from my era and before me, they're gonna tell you the fight stunk anyway.
Yeah. Yep.
It wasn't a great fight.
No.
You got a lot of wrestling and pushing and holding.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't a great fight. And people talking about Andre Ward. How old is Andre Ward?
I think he's about 27, 28. 27, I think.
He should be in his prime now.
Yeah.
Andre Ward, honestly, and I'm not disrespecting nobody out there. Honestly, I could have beat both of them in the same night.
Yeah, I believe you.
And I'm not saying that to be cocky.
No, you're telling it like it is.
Chad was there. Chad, you know how you win fights in boxing? Easy.
Huh.
You know how you win fights in boxing?
How is it? I want you to tell me.
Moving your damn hands.
That's it. You can't win unless you punch.
You can't win if you don't punch.
That's right.
You know what? It don't take a rocket scientist to know who's winning the professional fight.
Totally right.
That's all you gotta do is look at it. Whoever landing the most punches, that's who's winning.
Yep.
To me.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure that out.
No, you shouldn't have to be. At what point in that fight did you know that the fight was over?
I never said the fight was over.
Mm-hmm.
I said maybe from and it's early, it's too early. I said maybe 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
When are you standing there looking at one another? Throw some punches. That's I get it. I don't like to watch the fight with a bunch of people because I'm shadow boxing, training and everything. I'm doing it like I'm doing it. What are you waiting for?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? If you watch the first Hopkins fight with Chad, that was the best he ever looked. And people go, oh, how can you tell? It was only a couple rounds. That was the best Chad ever looked to me.
Yeah.
First Hopkins fight.
Yep.
He was in shape, he was in charge.
He looked totally different than he did last week.
He dictated that first Hopkins fight.
You think it's because in that fight, Chad seemed to have a chip on his shoulder, I think. I think he fights better with emotion.
Let me tell you something. If you don't have a chip on your shoulder, you're in the wrong business.
Yep. Totally right. You do.
I mean, I'm the nicest guy you want to come around. But you know what? When that bell rings, you ain't my friend.
Yeah. They don't make them like you no more, Marlon.
You and my mother, father, sister, brother. Believe me, you get knocked out, I knock you out. We'll be all right after the fight. But you know what? I'm in there to beat you.
Yep. But the nicest guy in the world outside the ring, according to everybody.
Exactly. You know, when that bell rang, like I told Huntington, when I fought Huntington was so disrespectful prior to that fight.
Mm-hmm.
I told him at the press conference, by the middle of the fight, you're gonna want to be my friend. And by the maybe third or fourth round, after bell rung after every round, he put his hands up to shake my hand. We're not friends. And the first thing I said, when you come to the middle of the ring at the beginning of the fight, when the ref bring you both to the ring to tell you the do's and don'ts.
Yep.
As soon as he brought me to the middle of the ring, as I walked to the ring, I got to the middle of the ring, and I told Huntington, we're here now. That means all the talking don't mean nothing.
That's it.
It's time to do it.
Yep.
And like I always said, the worst thing that can happen in a boxing match is you get into a fight, and you have to be in conditioning if you get into a fight. Because you know why? If you don't be in condition, sometimes you gotta run.
Yeah.
So you gotta be in condition.
That's right. And Lloyd Huntington found out the hard way. We I never said I beat Huntington. We beat Huntington. That's it. No INT.
Did a good job. And we did a good job of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I knew that time. And after I beat Huntington, because people was always talking about, I was talking for a long time. Oh, I'm the best welterweight. I'm the best welterweight in the world. But I didn't beat Breland. I didn't beat this guy. And as I beat Breland, then after I beat Huntington, you know what? The people around the world, I wasn't just the WBC champion or the WBA champion or the IBF or this or that. I was the best welterweight in the world, and I knew it. Yeah. And at that time, my career was over.
Yeah.
Because I did everything I wanted to do.
Yeah.
What more? How can you go? What's more to accomplish?
Nothing more. You did all you could. And if I was,
you could say, oh yeah, you just fought. The only thing is money.
That's it.
I mean, that wasn't my driving force. My driving force was to be the best.
And you achieved greatness, Marlon. You did.
And you know what? After the Lloyd Huntington fight, my sister trainer, if you watch that fight, he's running around the ring saying, the best, the best. And after that fight, people, even the OGs, as we say, the old guys, the Eddie Futchers, and the old guys that was around boxing, you know what they say? Yeah, Marlon Starling the best welterweight in the world. Mm-hmm. And right then and there, my career was over.
Yep.
I fought a couple more fights. You know why?
Why?
You tell me.
I would say that you just didn't know how to do anything else. You just...
Nope.
Tell me, Marlon.
By you being the best, you have zeros on the back of your figure.
Mm-hmm. It was.
So I fought the next 2 fights for the money.
Just for the money.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And you felt like it showed in your performance?
It's crazy because that ain't what got you into this sport, the money.
Yep.
What got me into this sport was to be the best.
The love of the game.
The love of the game.
If I was Chad, it would be an honor to just call you and talk to you and get the advice that you want to give. What if Chad did call you? What would you tell him?
I would tell Chad, I've been around, and I've been around when it was. You think you got shots out there now? I mean, I was around when Don King to the Bob Mills was at their pride for robbing you.
Mm-hmm.
They was on their game for robbing you.
Yeah.
And I do know something. And if you look at Marlon Starling's career, the last great 10 fight, I was Marlon Starling manager.
Yeah.
But I had an advisor that I spoke with all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I was in control of Marlon Starling.
Yeah, but you weren't afraid to take other people's advice. That's the difference.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah, you do. Stubborn people won't take advice, but people who want to get better and admit that they don't have all the answers, those are the ones that make it furthest.
You know what? I was getting ready for what fight it was. I was getting ready for some fight, right? And I was in Vegas, and we was training, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was boxing, right? And this maybe welterweight, Eddie Flex wanted me to box him, right? Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to box this guy to stay, right?
Yeah.
I said, and I made it. It was so disrespectful. I said, I ain't boxing him. Eddie Flex looked at me and he said to me, excuse my friend, do the fuck you want to do.
Did Eddie say?
Right then and there, I knew who was the trainer and who was the fighter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I never even could imagine Eddie Futch swearing. I guess I didn't know him.
Do what the fuck you want to do.
Yeah. Right.
And right then and there, I knew there was a difference between trainer and fighter.
Mm-hmm. His way or the highway. Same thing he told Riddick Bowe.
But you know what? With that also, I knew the game so good where I felt like this. I'd rather get rid of Eddie than let him negotiate a fight for me.
Mm.
And when they wanted me to fight Mark Breland for the third time, and Eddie wanted me to fight Mark Breland for the third time, quote unquote, I believe, just for the money.
Yeah. It is a business.
So it's a business, but you know, and then people say, "Oh, you should have fought Mark Breland for the third time." Listen, Mark Breland was 6'2". His jab hurt like most guys' right hand.
Yeah.
So I knocked him out and maneuvered him on 2 fights. Believe me, but it wasn't a walk in the park.
Yeah. Yep. I hear you. Tough guy.
But the outside person, like you can beat him. The easy guy. I knew I can beat him, but it wasn't no walk in the park.
Yep. That's true. You're the one in there taking those punches.
No fighter I got in that ring was a walk in the park.
Yeah.
Hunnigan, no. Because they said styles makes fights.
Yep.
And if you had to draw a blueprint how to dissect a person, that's a living example of how you do it with the Lloyd Hunnigan fight. And a lot of people feel, oh, that was my best fight. I'm gonna tell you something. One of my best fights was fight where I got hit after the bell. Where I fought Thomas Malinares. That was one of my best fights. I was sharp as a razor that night.
Yeah. What was it about him that was so dangerous? Was it anything or just how you felt, Malinares?
Oh.
Was it just how you felt that night, or was it something that he offered that you might not go on?
It was just something that I felt that night.
Yeah.
My people felt that night.
Yep.
We were sharp that night.
Yeah.
When nobody, the way I felt that night, Mike Tyson wouldn't beat me that day.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, I was sharp. Mike Tyson won. One thing about it, I was too wise for Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't too many in the sport that was as wise as I was.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what? I don't know if you want to call it confident or cocky, but I was that night.
You had it all going. It was all going.
I had it all. I had it all going.
So,
and you know what? Like I said, that was one of the best fights of my career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And today, when I want to put that tape on and watch it, my old lady hates for me to put that tape on.
She's hating.
Because I got stopped after I got hit with the punch after the bell.
Yeah.
But I like that fight.
I could tell.
And you know how, you can keep me some time talking too much. But you know, we all got on we started this conversation about Andre Ward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Andre Ward is okay. But you know what? That's all he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people are calling him number 2 pound for pound. You don't think so, huh? Not impressed.
Okay. Put him in order. Who's number 1, 2, or 3?
They say either Floyd or Pacquiao is number 1. I guess the next one would be number 2.
Now, why is you can't answer this. Like I said, why 1 and 2, especially they're in the same weight class, why 1 and 2 is not fighting?
That was one of my questions for you. I was thinking to ask you. It's true. It's crazy.
But you know what? If we lost the love of the sport, because you know what? Back in the 70 and 80 era, if you was 1 or 2 or if you was in that weight class, we had to fight.
Yep, that's true. There was no ducking people for.
There was no ducking. If you was 1 or 2, listen here, you know, and the most a 2-year point, you had to get it on.
Yep.
Sometimes maybe twice.
Yeah. Yep. No one ducked each other back then, and no fights were not made because of promoters or managers. I don't remember that ever happening until like the 90s, really, where guys didn't fight each other due to.
Who was that that's fighting? Who they talking about fighting Pacquiao, and they fought him twice?
They fought. Juan Manuel Marquez fought him 3 times.
Okay, Marquez. Why?
I know. That's the question. Why again?
Tell me why is that fight gonna happen?
I know. It's just a waste. It's really, a lot of people are pointing fingers at Bob Arum. It could be, but I don't think the fighters want to fight each other, to be honest with you. I don't think Manny wants Floyd, and I don't think Floyd wants Manny, really. I don't know.
Hey, you know what? I'm asking. Tell me why is Manny fighting Marquez?
I don't know.
Have you fought him before?
Manny fought Juan Manuel Marquez 3 times, and there were 3 great fights, 3 close fights, but a lot of people think Marquez beat Manny 2 out of the 3 times. But Manny Pacquiao.
Why are they fighting again?
And that's the question. That's the $1 million question.
I tell you one thing about that fight. It wasn't a great fight, but it was a fight.
Yeah. Oh, Marquez is great. Marquez is a great fighter. I don't hate the fight. It's just, why 4 times when there's so many other guys out there that we could be seeing them fight? It becomes a little repetitive, you know. You're gonna get the same fight and it's gonna be good, but
you know, maybe the way boxing is today, maybe the entertainment got bigger than the fight.
Yeah. I mean, I know during the fight I'm gonna be excited and I'll be watching it, but there's so many other guys out there that are waiting for a shot and want a shot, and they just keep having to wait around. Well, the same 2 guys go at it. You know, there's
especially when you have a very much more lucrative fight out there.
Yeah. Yep. And the whole division's deep. It's a deeper division than most other divisions. It's really a deep division, and the surrounding divisions are pretty deep too. So there's so many fights that could be made, and we're just seeing all the guys having to wait around. Well, they pick and choose who they want to fight at the very top.
Can you tell me why? Can you tell me why they're not fighting?
I don't know. I wish I had the inside information. I don't. I'm on the outside. You know? Some people point to Bob Arum. Some people point to the fighters themselves.
What did he sign? A lifetime contract?
Every time they are about to sign the contract, Floyd and Manny, to fight, when they were about to sign the contract, someone would come up with another reason why it shouldn't, or why to be mad at the other one to not make it happen. So it seems like
why? What do he have? What do we have a lifetime contract? I think a lifetime contract shouldn't exist in this era.
No, it's true.
We have too many smart lawyers.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's a shame that we have to bring the justice system into the sport. But slavery, as they say, slavery is dead.
I think you could get some answers, Marlon. I think we should send you in to ask these questions. I think you'll leave with some answers. A couple of big fights happening tonight, though, Marlon. You got the middleweight champ, Sergio Martinez. He's taking on the son of the legend, trying to make his own legend, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. What are your thoughts on Sergio Martinez as a fighter? What do you think makes him so effective at what he does? Are you impressed with him at all?
You have to be ready.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be in great condition. Because you know what? He's coming.
Who's that? Chavez coming?
No.
Sergio Martinez.
Right.
Yeah.
Martinez is coming.
Sergio's good. Slick boxing.
And Chavez gotta find a way. You know what Chavez like to do? And he's, I think he tries to emulate it through his father.
Mm-hmm.
He loves to try to work the body.
Yeah.
But he can't open himself up. What I mean by he can't spread himself out there to work the body, because Martinez punches come too straight.
Yeah.
Martinez punches do come straight down the pipe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I think he got some height on him too, right?
Yeah, he's got about an inch and a half, I'll say. Chavez got an inch and a half on Martinez. He's a bigger guy. He's a big guy.
Oh.
Chavez Jr. is a bigger guy.
He's bigger than
Yeah, he's about an inch and a half taller than Martinez. A lot of people.
I think it's gonna be a fight.
Oh, it's gonna be a fight. It will be. How dangerous do you think Julio is under Freddie Roach, a guy you know very well, worked with you?
You know, Freddie is my man.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But Who have you brung? Is he the best?
I'd say he gets guys already with their skill set pretty much there. He just fine tunes it. I say that he's a fine tuner. I think one of the great trainers in the game, all around, works with little kids as well as through the pros. Is someone like Robert Garcia. I don't know if you know of him. A great trainer. And
Marlon Starling.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Marlon Starling.
That's right, Marlon Starling. You working with fighters, Marlon?
Yes, and I loved it. I love it. I do it now. I mean, I have no professionals, but I love teaching the sport because I know what I'm doing.
Lucky kids who get to learn from one of the greatest of all time. Some lucky kids.
And I always say to a pupil or a fighter that I'm working with, when I'm showing you something, I said, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And if it don't make sense to you, that's okay.
Yeah.
Because I fought in the era where it was some damn good fighters, and I'd never been off my feet as a professional.
That's it. Yeah. And now, Chavez Jr., he's somewhat of an enigma, and none more than through this fight. Like he has Freddie Roach, and Freddie goes to the gym to meet him, and Julio doesn't show up. Or he trains in his living room, and Freddie goes there to train him and hit the mitts in the living room. What would you tell Julio if he was your fighter and he didn't show up in the gym, and then you call him to find out where he is and he's still in his living room and he wants you to go there? What would you tell a guy like that? Would you go where he's at?
In Freddie's position?
Yeah. If you were in Freddie's position, I guess. Yeah.
To get somebody else. I'm not a babysitter.
Yeah. You think that's what Eddie Futch would say too? I think he would.
But oh, come on.
Yeah. I think he would do it too. I don't think he would take that.
One thing about I like a trainer that's gonna be there all the way. Not just there for the last 2 weeks before the fight.
Yeah. Yep.
I need a trainer that's gonna be there all the way.
Yep.
Because once you sign that fight, that's when the preparation begins.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think?
Once you sign to on a dotted line to participate in that quote unquote event, that's where you start.
Yeah. What do you see tonight? You see a knockout or a stoppage? Or a knockout or a decision, I'm sorry.
Wow. It can go either way. I really don't see a decision too tough. How about you?
Yeah, I'm thinking Sergio is gonna start landing some lead lefts because he is a southpaw. I think that adds to the whole riddle of fighting him.
Sergio southpaw?
Yeah, Sergio's southpaw, and I think that he's a slick guy, and I just think that at the end of the day, that southpaw stance is gonna be the thing that pulls him to where he can land his sneaky shots towards the end and maybe get a knockout then. I'll say 9 or 10. I'm going with.
He punch.
I think he's gonna start just pinpointing his laser lefts, lead lefts.
Punch.
He's a puncher. Yeah, he's a good puncher. Did you see how he knocked out Paul Williams and he went face first on the floor?
Oh yeah. You hit any man good on the butt.
Yep.
Going.
And that's true. He also beat Kelly Pavlik, though. I mean, he's got some good wins on his resume. Good fighter.
Oh, he beat Pavlik too, huh?
Yep.
And Pavlik was a fighter.
Oh, Pavlik's a good fighter. He was going through some trouble at the time. I don't think he was at his best, but still, he
Hey, you know what I tell you? I don't want to hear that. Shouldn't have got no ring.
That's it. And then we got also Saul Canelo Alvarez. taking on Josecito Lopez tonight. You know anything about
Right.
this?
How is this guy? I think I've seen him once. He pretty good?
Canelo Alvarez is good. Throws some really good body shots, and I'm impressed by him. He beat Shane Mosley in his last fight, I think, or fight before that. Shane Mosley's old, of course, but
did he put the gloves down yet?
Did he put what? Shane Mosley?
Gloves down, yeah.
Yes, he did. That was his last fight. He fought Saul Canelo Alvarez, lost the decision. And actually, I'm hearing things that he might be fighting Ricky Hatton now, so he might be coming back from retirement. But I hope it's just a rumor, and I hope Shane stays retired. And I hope Ricky Hatton stays retired too, for that matter.
Can I make a comeback?
I think you could do it if you wanted to. Do you want it?
That's the idea.
That's it.
I don't have the drive to be in 100% shape as I had before. It hurts now. But mentally,
sharp.
I would love it because there's not a lot of good fighters out there. I mean, head-wise, mind-wise, Mayweather would be a good fight for me to take.
What do you think he'd do? What would that look like today? Marlon Starling against Floyd Mayweather. What could that look like? I think it'd be...
Gotta be a fight, because Mayweather, you gotta give him a lot of things. Can't let him dictate. Because that's the man who's dictating is the boss.
That's it. And you fought his father. You see similarities between him and his dad?
A lot of them. A lot of similarities.
Yeah. I do too.
And, I fought him twice.
Yep.
And I beat him up the second time. The second time I really beat him up, man. But you know what? I beat him up. He didn't go nowhere.
Yeah. Yep.
So you gotta be ready.
Yeah, he was a good fighter. You think did you feel how talented he was?
No. There's no way. There was no way.
No.
Now ask the question.
Now, did you feel like he was better than average? Floyd will say how lousy of a fighter his father was. Did you fought him? I mean, would you say he was lousy, or would you say he was a very talented guy?
He wasn't talented.
No.
He wasn't no Floyd Mayweather Jr.
No.
By far.
No.
By far.
No.
People don't realize Floyd, one of his biggest attributes in the game, Floyd want to hit you with two things. He want to hit you with that straight right hand, or he want to hit you with that should I say, counter left hook.
Yep.
Those are his bread and butter punches.
Yep. I love how he throws his right hand from somewhat of a distance. He makes it seem like he's in a position for you to hit him, but he never telegraphs that punch. He just puts it out forward.
That's why you got to give him a lot of things.
Yep.
And you got to keep him in the middle of the ring.
People don't feint anymore. People don't throw people off the way they used to. I noticed that. They used to feint so much back in the 60s, 70s. I mean, forever. Up until about the 90s, feinting stopped. You know?
Because you know what? In the boxing ring, listen here. I don't want to get hit. I want to do all the hit. What's a good fight? What's a good fight to me in boxing today, or in my era, is me beating the shit out of you. Not we trading punches.
Yep. See, that's what I didn't see in the Andre Ward fight either. Andre Ward,
people like to see people trade punches. That's why that's why people gravitate to the MMA. They just going to see a fight.
Yep. You're totally right. I mean,
but
years ago though.
If you come to a Marlon Starling fight expecting to see a drag out, beat out fight, you came to the wrong fight.
And that's it.
I ain't posing for nobody.
Nope. Never did, Marlon.
I love the sport.
Yes, you do, and I could feel it when you talk. I feel it. And one question I got for you in closing, Marlon, is we do have the fight between Sergio Martinez and Chavez Jr. tonight. What would a Marlon Starling Chavez Sr. fighter look like if that happened? Would have been great.
I I'm not a big admirer of anybody in boxing, but in his heyday, I admired Chavez.
Yeah.
And what made me admire him so much is I would have loved to fight him because it was a very good chess match.
Yeah, would have been great. Those body shots and your boxing ability. I think it might have looked like Chavez Pernell Whitaker a little bit. I don't know. What do you think?
I tell you what, I wouldn't get hit.
And that's it. Yeah. Hartford's own, the great Marlon Starling, the real Magic Man. Thanks for your time, Marlon. Appreciate it.
Hey, man, thank you.
The great Marlon Starling, everybody. I want to thank him for joining me on PBI Radio. Always great to talk to one of the greatest people out of my state, Connecticut, and he repped us well. One of the truly great fighters of the 1970s through the 80s. And what surprised me is Marlon's actually considering a Floyd Mayweather Marlon Starling fight. Might be more competitive than some of the guys out there today could make it with Floyd. Well, thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening. Follow me at Chris2Guns on Twitter.